What's our subject?
Love.
First of all, hello. We come in peace. Just to start, this is our first official vlog. Also, forewarning, we have no idea what we're doing. I apologize ahead of time for the cringy moments and the awkward times. And that, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Sean.
I'm Megan. So we have grown up together. We don't even remember meeting because our parents met in church and we were thrown into the mix of it and kind of forced to be friends, I guess. We're not gonna go into all the details of growing up in childhood and embarrassing times. We grew up together, so you can just imagine.
Okay, let's see. Well, it all started when I started developing feelings for you.
Really?
Yes. So it was her family, my family were hanging out. It was just called the Fountains. It was a shopping center that had a fountain in the center. But we were just sitting around a little fire pit and we were all playing that staring competition game, whatever. And apparently Megan was the champion.
It was the no smiling game.
Oh.
So basically,
you're right.
it's just
No
like
smiling.
this. We'll give an example. 3, 2, 1, go. You already lost.
I wanted to beat her because I was competitive. I'm like, there's no way she's gonna beat me. So we were playing that game and neither of us were smiling for the longest time and just staring directly into her eyes. And for some reason that just like flipped a switch in me and was just looking in her eyes. It was so beautiful.
Still
And
makes
of
me
course,
get
yeah,
cheesy.
she won because that kind of threw me off.
Yes. And I was like, haha, I beat you. But then,
Yeah, here I was confused.
yeah.
What's going on?
So, anyway, I had no idea. None at all. I do vaguely remember that night.
Which that was 10 years ago.
Yes, that was
11?
We're going on 11 in September. So I remember him starting to smile and I thought it was funny, but I was too young. I think you were 13 and I was 11, so, or going on 11. So I wasn't even allowed to date till I was 16, so I was way out there. But so the next year we visited his family up in Sandpoint, Idaho, and it was our first visit up there and we just had a blast. He was killing crickets and
Oh,
yeah. And we were playing this game called Mancala. I don't know if anyone's ever played that. Super fun. And I just started developing something for him. I was too young to even know what I was feeling, but now I know. I was developing a little crush on him. And his little,
I was irresistible.
his gingerness.
All my t-shirts and my awesome shorts.
Oh yeah. Okay, so just one other thing. Me and Sean were both homeschooled. So to all you homeschoolers out there, high five. So after that visit, they visited one more time in December in 2009. 10 years ago, I can't count. Still 2018 to me. And I remember being just really excited to see him, and we had just become better friends in those few months. He would write me and my brother letters, and I was the only one who really responded. Also,
And really, I was writing her brother, but it was my secret way to write her as well because
yes,
I wasn't dating her. There was no contact.
Yes.
I can throw this in with this letter.
Yes. So we began writing letters, and I didn't see him for the entire year in 2010 because we saw each other again come March 2011. They came down to surprise my brother for his birthday. I didn't know either though, so it really was a double surprise. And I saw him and he was like 6 inches taller and he had like super long hair and he had braces. Oh yeah. And
Oh yeah.
the dark days.
Oh, and the Gap.
No, that wasn't then.
Oh, okay.
I know when the Gap was.
Well, basically she lost interest in me because I had a gap in my teeth.
Okay, I was literally like, how old was I? 13?
I don't know.
Can't judge me.
I'm judging harshly.
No. Anyways, So I was like, oh my gosh. So that whole trip, again, just connecting. We read Garfield comics the whole time.
I thought they were okay. It was just so I could sit next to her in the back of the car.
I didn't know that. I was enjoying
And
the
it would be
comics.
on my lap and she'd be leaning over me.
I liked the comics.
Mm-hmm.
So,
They were good. Yeah. Not as good as you.
and so, we were very sad departing that trip. Then he left and he came back in August with his family, and that's when the gap came.
Ah,
Ladies, it was horrifying. No.
mind the gap.
Now I look back and I think he's adorable. I really did like him though. He was still my best friend. I loved him. I was just like,
Like,
I don't know.
I'm not pursuing you anymore.
Sure. You're making me sound so shallow.
It's like, man, I almost went for that one.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
I don't know.
Dark days. Anyway. But then I finally saw him again in September/October of that year. What do you remember about that trip?
Could you remind me what trip it was?
When we came up, so we came up to his house
when you guys came
September. Yes, for his brother's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a surprise though. They knew we were coming. So September, I think on his brother's birthday we came up. I was shaking. I was so scared.
Mm-hmm.
I was like in love with him at this point because we'd been writing each other. We'd been Facebook messaging all the time. He'd had his own Facebook. He'd just gotten it. So I was like, well, the talking's just going to keep going.
That's right.
And he's just getting so cute. And like, he was always cute. I always thought he was cute. I was really excited to see him. And I don't know how he felt.
Oh, yeah. I'm watching the window, waiting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was watching the window.
And then you popped out in those pink jeans.
Oh no! It's another dark day. We're not gonna go there. Rip. I was almost 15 at this point, and so you must have been 17. We were both Christians, and we grew up in a home where each of our parents taught us that we date with a purpose. And in order to date with a purpose, you really need to be a little older to date with a purpose. That's not in every case. It just means that you know that they could have that potential at some point.
If the potential's there, it could happen. It's not
So
like
don't just date to date with a purpose. And I was happy. I didn't think about anything. I got to have a crush on him, and it was great.
That's right.
So,
5-year crush.
Yep.
Or 4.
Left that trip, and I bawled my eyes out so much I literally could not even open them when we left. Like, my eyes were like puffy. Like, imagine like this much space and just like puffy everywhere. Like, I was like, oh my god, I'm crying all the time. And I was like, Mom, I love him. So that was a sad departure, and I did not see him again until the trip of all trips, summer 2013. So this is where all the crap goes down. Okay. Every trip that we left or they left, we never knew when we would see each other again because we lived states apart. So it was a big mystery as to when we would see each other. I think they arrived on June 17th. I don't know for some reason. I think it was June 17th. I don't know.
May have been the 18th. May have been the 16th.
You never know. I was so nervous for him to come here this time because we had just connected even more. And when they pulled up, it was super late at night to our house, and I saw him and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Sean. I was so excited. I was so scared though, to where I was like, hello, and I like ran away, like barely hugged him. I was like, you know, I was like, I can't even hug him. So he
From
believed.
my perspective, that whole trip, she was ignoring me, and she didn't want to be around me. I was so upset because all the trips before had led up to us being together and stuff, and all of a sudden, she's like, pulled away. I'm like, what the heck's going on here?
It was because the more I liked him, the more I avoided him. Totally makes sense, right? I was weird. I really was. Like, the first week, I was a mess. Like, and he really thought I didn't like him, and I felt so bad because I was like, no, I love him. And so, but then we were hanging out all the time, and we kept like being like, oh yeah, I got an iPhone. Like, let's take pictures. Scooch closer.
She opened me up to instant messaging.
Yes, I did.
I'm like, well, my parents don't want me to have. She's like, screw your parents. Get instant messaging. I'm like, Okay.
No, I
Here we
did
go.
not. Oh my gosh.
No, she did.
We were basically dating without admitting it. Like, we were like always together, constantly, that whole trip. It was pretty obvious, but we just weren't admitting it to each other.
Camping trip. It was my grandpa. He puts on a camping trip for the grandkids, and yeah, just grandkids, their parents, whatever. So we all go out, and on that trip, I wrote a song that obviously I was writing for her, but I thought it was like really slick and incognito. I'm like, no one's gonna understand this really, but I know it's for her. So then I got home and I'm like, I wrote a song. She's like, can I hear it? I'm like, sure. So I played it for her.
Well, that's not exactly how it
Oh,
went.
you're right. I didn't want to play it for you.
This is what happened. Okay, a little context to him saying no when we went to dinner and we were all excited. We were back together after 5 days. They were camping. I was like, oh, you wrote a new song. Can I hear it? No. Oh, I'm his best friend. We've been connecting this whole time. For 2 years, he sends me all of his songs. He plays me all of his songs. I'm like his #1 support on Facebook. Like, he has his music page. I'm like, go listen to, this guy's music. He's super cool. He sends me everything, and he says no. And I'm like, oh, okay. I knew it. I really knew. I'm like, right here, I'm like, I think I know why. Like, I think it's about me. And then he came to me, oh gosh, it was a few days later. He waited like 4 days, and he came to me and he randomly, he goes, I'm gonna play this song now. And I was like, okay.
I don't remember.
He plays the song, and it's so obvious. It's called Share Our Dreams. And and it was so clear to me what it was about. It was us. It was a love song about sharing our dreams together.
Yeah, it was very obvious.
I was so scared. I was like, right after he's done singing this song, he's gonna say something. He's gonna be like, oh my gosh, like, I've been wanting to play this for you. This is why I didn't play for you, because I didn't know what he was gonna say. So I just went, and he didn't say anything after. So I was like, that was really cool. that was a really beautiful song, yeah. And we were like, yep.
And I'm like, yes, she didn't notice.
And I'm like, wait, what? I obviously had to show my mom the song. And so I showed her the song, and she was like, oh my gosh, this is him. What'd you say? And she's freaking out. I'm like, we didn't say anything. And then she's like, what? My parents and his parents incognito talked. We're like, hey, we know what's going on. Like, there's permission everywhere. It's all good. Like, Megan's almost 16. And we known you your whole life, like, blah, blah, blah. It's chill. So I jumped ahead, and because he played me the song on July 23rd, and on July 24th, I wrote him a note, basically just revealing my feelings for him. So I put it in his suitcase, and then I went back he wasn't even awake yet, and then I went back in my parents' room, and I texted him saying, hey, I left something in your suitcase. I wish I wasn't so shy, because I was so scared. That's exactly what I said, ... heart. So.
And I wake up, I roll over, look at my phone, and see that message. Jump right out of my sleeping bag, and run down the hall.
Yep.
Get in my suitcase and find the letter.
It was.
That was awesome.
And then.
I'm like, oh, look, the
He's
door
ready.
opened, and she's out there. I can see her feet. Nope, she's not coming down.
Nope. Okay. If you, all these times I've said, I was so nervous, bro, I was done. I was like, I will jump off the roof of this house before I walk downstairs. And my mom practically shoved me down the stairs. She practically pulled me down there. And the second I walked down, I, looked away from him and ran behind a door.
And I'm
was
like
I didn't talk to him for a few hours.
What?
I said,
No.
I said one little thing to you. Nothing about what was just said though. He kept looking at me in this way. He was like
this.
yes, just like that. And he kept doing that to me all day. Not all day. For a few hours.
And then I
And
confronted
finally,
her you want to talk about it?
Finally, he had to just come up to me. And then we just walked into the little room that he sang me the song in, and I was literally just like, I'm gonna pass out right now. I was sweating. It was disgusting. I was struggling a lot. And so, I don't remember exactly how it went. I don't remember every part of that conversation, but I significantly remember is two things. One, I remember us finally being able to reveal all those years of feelings and crushes and
Basically, I
stuff.
was bursting just to say, I love you.
He did. He
I'm like,
goes,
I have to say this right now.
that was the second thing. Yeah, it was like, he just, with actually, that, we talked about the other stuff, like, afterwards. Like, one of the first things he said to me, he's like, I can't even, he's like, I just have to tell you something. He's like, I have been waiting to say and tell you this for so long. It's like, I love you. It was weird, because how can you be in love with someone when you've never even, like, actually dated?
We were best friends,
We were
hanging
best
out forever.
friends. I
What else
know.
do you need to know?
I know, right? And I mean, of course, love is different when you're younger, in the sense that, like, when you,
It's very innocent, pure.
Yes.
It's like, you just don't understand exactly what it means.
yeah, you don't understand the action of, there's a lot, obviously, to the word love, but for what we had at that time, we absolutely loved each other, and I was like, I love you too. So that's where our journey began that day, and he left 2 weeks later. We didn't know exactly when they were gonna leave, but they did end up leaving 2 weeks later, so we had 2 weeks together, and we held hands and a lot,
But in
and
secret,
we did
'cause
not
didn't want
kiss.
people to see it, you know. So watching a movie with pillows on top of us and holding our hands, I was getting
Underneath.
super sweaty, but like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let go because I love this.
Went to the fair, he gave me a little stuffed animal, it was all the cheesy young love stuff, and then he went home, and it was horrible.
Yep, I was depressed.
I was depressed too, and I did not see him again until October 29th. So it was like 2.5 months. So that's where our love story began, and there's a lot of details in between that we will probably do videos on. We've done so much, gone through so much, which is another time we've broken up a couple times, but you know what? Relationships are not easy. And it has brought us to where we are right now, which is we are engaged,
That's right.
and we are getting married this September. We got engaged last September, so almost a full year. I know. And we are just wedding planning, and we are just in bliss. It's like we're just dating. 5 years later, like, I still feel like I'm fresh in a relationship with him, and life just gets better and better with him every day.
That's right.
You truly do fall in love all over again every day. It's amazing. So, yeah, you're pretty cute.
You're way cuter. I mean, you agree, right?
Oh my gosh,
Look
I
at this
think you're
thing.
cute though. This thing, I'm a thing.
You're a thing. No, she's my cream cheese.
And he's my blueberry bagel. So, I don't know why, because you know we can't be like a sandwich, because that's just weird. And you can't be an avocado, because too many people are avocados. And
Who's an avocado?
I don't know, people are like avocados or something.
All Californians are avocados.
Exactly. Yeah, he doesn't like avocados, and
Or tomatoes, or potatoes.
he doesn't like potatoes. Potatoes. Not fries, not tater tots, not mashed potatoes, not baked potatoes, not fried potatoes, not anything. It's the only thing that almost
I do like the
permanently
potatoes
was
that
like,
fly
you know,
around. Or Mr. Potato's okay.
Oh no, we're going back old vine. That's our love story. This video is 40 minutes long.
Okay.
It will not be, but it has been.
Yeah. It's been a good story time with you.
Yes. And we will probably do more videos in the future. Actually, we will definitely do more videos in the future. We'll bring in guest stars.
Guest stars. Patrick Dempsey.
Oh, I was thinking like my cousin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll start there.
So, starting small. But,
No, starting big.
yeah, take that out of the video. Anyway, thanks for watching this horrible mess. But you know, life is not perfect, so thank you so much for watching our first video. And wait, what was that?
Thank you.
Okay, redo that. Thank you for watching our first video. We had a blast. It was definitely, it's new for us because we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, but it's fun.
So, yeah.
Why not give it a shot?
Thanks. Lots of love. Goodbye.